Sellers sometimes take the strangest things when they vacate a property. I've seen some buyers ranting on social media about missing doorknobs, toilet paper holders, and even trees from their front yard. Hi, I'm Leslie Martin, and I wanted to let you know that if you take something you haven't negotiated to keep, you could tank the sale or even face a lawsuit. Not sure what you're allowed to take with you when you move? Here are some rules to keep in mind before and after closing the deal. If it's nailed down, bolted, or mounted, it probably stays behind. While most buyers and sellers probably know that fixtures can't be moved, such as built-in furniture, fences, or a storage shed, and they must stay behind, there can still be some confusion. Probably the number one gray area that I found is the mounting mechanism for big screen TVs. Obviously, it's attached, so it's supposed to stay with the house. But common sense says, well, if somebody has a $3,000 TV hanging on the wall, unless they're including the TV with the house, the mounting mechanism doesn't stay. It can become a real battling point with buyers and sellers if it's not specifically referenced in the property listing. Generally, if a house has been modified for an item, it's probably a fixture. If an air-conditioned unit is placed in a window, it's arguably personal property, and the seller can take it with them. But if a hole has been cut into the wall to accommodate the unit, then it's most likely a fixture. With that being said, you want to avoid the words arguably, probably, or most likely when it comes to selling your home. You need to be specific and firm. If you want it, say it up front. Leave Mother Nature alone. Unless the property listing specifically mentions that you intend to take the prized rose bush your Aunt Zelda gave you, sellers cannot remove any landscaping. I've had sellers with specific requests to take certain things that had special value to them that we wrote into the property listing. Otherwise, you can't just dig up a plant and take it with you. It's part of the property. Hands off anything anchored in the ground. Other backyard items are also potential sources of misunderstanding between buyers and sellers. Technically, if a basketball hoop is cemented into the ground, then it's considered to go with the house. Freestanding ones on the lawn, however, could be something the sellers could take with them. Ditto for swing sets. If it's anchored to the ground, it stays. Let go of your lighting fixtures. Even if you're attached to your show-stopping dining room chandelier, don't pack it up and leave the electrical wires hanging when you leave. And if you're thinking about swapping out that chandelier right before closing and hoping the buyers won't notice, forget about it. When you buy a property, you're buying what you saw the day you saw the property and wrote the offer on the house. So for sellers to change something out after the date is illegal. Yes, illegal. You can declare your intention to remove it on the property listing, but be aware that excluded items often become sticking points between buyers and sellers. Instead, take that chandelier out before you list your house and put something else there. Window treatments stay too. You may have spent a fortune on those custom blinds in your living room, but technically you're supposed to leave them as they are. Curtains are always considered personal property because they're just slide off. Rods and blinds, on the other hand, are considered part of the house because they are fixed and attached. Mirrors are another murky area, but pretty easy to figure out. If they're hung like a painting on the wall, they're personal property. Bolted to the studs, they're fixtures. One final thought: don't be petty, or you might kill the deal. Often the little things cause the most heated debates or even derailment of the sale itself. Sometimes sellers remove things from the house that aren't worth chasing after, but are incredibly annoying nonetheless. I've even heard of a seller who removed all the light bulbs in the house before moving. With the amount of money you're talking about on the sale of the home, I can't imagine attaching the sentimental value to your 60-watt light bulbs. It's kind of silly, and that could be the type of behavior that could have killed the deal. Thanks for watching this episode of Wednesday Wisdom. I'm Leslie Martin. If you have any questions about whether or not you can take something out of your house when it sells, contact me for free advice.